When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what do we got going on tonight with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Bitcoin's picking up a little bit. On the other side of 9,800 right now. ION 99, ION 10K. Always the question, right? It's a shake a magic 8-ball moment because we got wild predictions from Bitcoin heading to the moon to possibly some sort of bear market with Bitcoin. Altcoin rally, who knows, right? 2020 has been one crazy year, from the virus that can't be named to protesters and looting to the traction that Bitcoin's receiving with the price, right? We all thought for a long time that 2020 would be the year that Bitcoin price would be 3 digits, right? We had, McAfee there promising us all kinds of stuff for LTD manhood. We had all kinds of people that we looked up to in the cryptocurrency space telling us about how we'd be, $200,000 by now. Yeah, here we are, still eyeing $10,000 again, crossing our fingers, hoping that we break through it. What it really comes down to is it's hard to manipulate the future of currency in order to make a living in the old currency. And we keep seeing all these people trying to figure out how to, and it's not really working for them, right? We see Brave Browser, that's who it is, out there trying to get affiliate codes from Coinbase, BNB, Ledger. News like this just keeps coming out, right? That who can you trust in the cryptocurrency space? Who's here not to just fatten their pockets? And then if you sit around and say, well, Bitcoin's decentralized, Bitcoin's where you should be, you should get and hold only Bitcoin. You get called a maximalist. You get saying, oh, you're not open to new ideals. But then here we are today looking at Ethereum transaction fees being higher than Bitcoin. So I know I want to fight in the revolution. I know I don't want to go out there and protest in the sense of getting hurt or looting or anything like that. But I know that every time I trade fiat cash for Satoshis, I am opting out of their system. I know every time me and my lovely, very beautiful host, Sammy.
Evening, guys.
I know that every time we get out here, we're fighting, Samantha, right? We're trying to turn people on to Bitcoin, because owning Bitcoin is owning a limited supply of a non-duplicatable internet currency that is designed for peer-to-peer transactions. We've gotten a lot of third parties involved with it, which has mixed feelings, of course. But once we can get enough people onto this system, we can really do as it's designed with peer-to-peer. Whether or not it's a second-tier solution like Lightning, or if we're doing it on the main network, I think that has to do with adoption, right?
Well, Paul Rouleau is here. He says
my
good
friend,
evening.
Paul Rouleau, I am glad that Paul. You are here. You make me not feel so crazy. I'm glad that we have another freedom fighter out there.
Bitcoin Jake is here.
Bitcoin Jake, buddy.
Oh, he says he just dropped $400. Well, what now?
Nice. Hit the thumbs up, you guys. Share the video out. Let people know. Let's see if we can't get more people in the roundtable discussion here as we talk about a few different things. Probably the same thing you guys have heard everyone else already talking about. That's why I don't like to say the news. I call it Bitcoin Talks, because I just want to talk about the same topics that everyone else is talking about.
Oh, yeah, but it's a lot easier with, because, with the...
Well, with you. Yes. Here, bringing the chat to life.
The actual peoples, because, yes, I mean, we all have watched and heard in this, all of it. It's all the same. We've all, he said, not me, Bitcoin. No, really? And the time that you, okay.
Coin Paprika's open, of course.
That's me touching any more buttons. Damn it, man. Okay.
He just wants to see if you'll look. The price of Bitcoin, it's important, but it's not important to me today because I don't have any financial crisis. All right. I know that I'm still always shooting for the revolutionary date in the future when we can all use Bitcoin for our daily purchases. I don't know if we'll see it. I mean, I'd love to think that we'll see it.
Yes. Like, I really hope so.
I don't know. I mean, you know me, right? I've been out here a lot for 3 years, as often as possible. I have my great ideals in the shower, like a lot of smart people I hear.
The epiphanies of,
And I mean, you know, when you're in the shower and you're sitting there and you're washing your hair and everything, and you're thinking, you're like preparing yourself mentally for the day of what you got to do and what you're going to do. You know, and you do the same routine every single day. Sometimes you think, why am I doing this? What is the point, right? Well, I mean, of course we do it because we love our families and all of that, but you question those things at times, right? Everybody does. That's natural. That's normal.
When the kid needs another damn cell phone.
Right. But I want to know that I participated, right? That I realize that there's a trap. I realize that the money, obviously, they can print it out of absolutely nowhere, and they have the system rigged where here in Florida, a $10 an hour job is what 70% of the population is receiving. To get $300 a week after taxes is now gone over this a million times. I've lived it, right? And they can print this. And it's all kind of rigged in a situation where it keeps you broke, right? You're always just working to get by. I want out of this. I want my children out of this, right? I want my children's children out of this. So, yes, I can procreate and leave people on the earth that are, you know, going to do what a lot of other people do, right? Think of themselves, do things for themselves. I'm not saying this is amazing, but I want to do for others, right? So how do we do for others that's long lasting? We fight in the revolution. We try to change the broken financial system. Because once you change the money, everything else goes with it, right? Once you're not manipulated and tired and exhausted from working, then you can focus on, well, why isn't the environment right? Why did it get so much better? Why is this way?
Why is it when I eat healthy food, I feel better? Why is it when this? Why is it that when the clouds are out, I have no internet reception? Whatever your main, you have so many more things that you can really think about. And it is, I don't know, it was that when it was just like, oh my God. And like, there was so many more things that you could really just be like, oh, so it's like that because of that. Yep. And that's why this sucks because of that. It was very easy. It was like the connect the dots wasn't there before. I don't know. I do feel that we need everybody to see it, to know, at least have the option.
I don't know. It does seem like surprisingly things are changing this year. People are starting to wake up. The lemmings are not just following along. I mean, I'm very happy to see that there are Bitcoin protesters out there.
I know. I thought that was the craziest thing. And then it made me so happy. It was like, what? Yes. Like, yes.
It's just, how do we turn the dial up? Right. I personally, it's a blank. I don't know what to do to turn the dial up. You know, as far as I've ever figured this stuff out in my life, it was to buy and hold and to make this show and to bring you on, Samantha. But as far as this, you know, trying to make better content, and then we went the extra mile and started passing out the flyers at the music festival. But we've come dead in our tracks since then. You know, I mean, we've fell short on funding on the last event, and Corona has made this event, you know, this year non-existent.
Literally almost nothing is existent at all.
It's, you know, what do we do? How do we turn the dial up? How do we spread awareness? How do we spread adoption? And this is, you know, I've kind of been having this feeling. I've been saying things about it, like, how do we continue to push this message? You know, it's somehow that we need to reach out.
I mean, because like like the core reason for rioting, not protesting, but rioting, is to hopefully make the man suffer. You know, have to rebuild his stuff, have to do things to the property that you've destroyed. It is so much easier just to buy some Bitcoin. Like, it is that somehow I do think that we need to reach more people, and it is that same thing. Like, what can we do that's more? What other things?
I don't know. I mean, if for some reason we could like tell people at home, do you really believe in the message that's happening out there? Do you want to help enact change? You know, there's a way that you can do that from sitting right there on your couch. You don't have to go out in the streets and accidentally get arrested or get hurt.
I mean,
right?
everything
You
is
don't
messed
have
up.
to. You don't have to go out and commit acts of violence or looting, right? You can just purchase Bitcoin, and you're opting out of their system. And this is the best revolution ever. And I've been saying this one for a long time.
How do you make the man pay? You don't pay the man. Then he's really hurting. Like, I mean, how else do you really get somebody to notice? You cut them off.
Well, because that's the only power that he has over you, right? Is the money. He controls it, and he manipulates it, and then he takes it back from you. So you never have enough.
All right, Paul Rulo says that I am crazy enough for the both of us. And your brother Micah is here.
Well, thanks for joining us in the chat, Micah.
Okay. CBs can do. We're going to go with CBs can do. I have to remember that everyone's life plan is different. I can only try to introduce the idea and wait until they come back so I can help them. Yes. Because when we started, really, I mean, I don't know. It is like the first couple times, like even with your brothers and a few of our friends that we have, they all like, okay. And then it's like the second or third time they're like, okay, so what do you actually mean? Like, what is this? Like, you've said it now, and I've just kind of nodded or grunted, but I don't really know. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, oh, okay, so what is it? And it's like, well, I mean, I guess it is kind of like a fishing situation, you know.
It's a Rubik's Cube, right? Because there's so much to it. It's like, it's the fact that it's a different kind of money, but then it starts freeing you up. It makes you think that, because right now life's about money, right? I mean, everybody can agree that your life starts and ends with money. And it shouldn't be. And that's the problem, is how do you change that? Well, this is why we keep saying Bitcoin. Let's make people equal. Let's make the money count. Let's make it decentralized. Let's not use it as a situation to manipulate it so that you have a 1% on top and 99 people working to make the one. So it's the Rubik's Cube. You twist it. You keep twisting it and twisting it and twisting it. But the problem is how do you show everybody all the sides at once? Because only one side is going to appeal to them.
That's true. I mean, are you a green or a white or a red? I mean, it's only going to be yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually, once you see the side that's your side and you dig in, it manipulates. And then you see the other sides and you start to understand it and you see the benefits. Because I never really understood at first the power in decentralization. And that's the first lesson I learned in Bitcoin. And learning how much power there is in the Bitcoin network of decentralization, it's an overwhelming power that's hard to explain. And when you say that this is the network that's going to supply transactions which are censorship resistant, then you say that we're all equal because anybody can make a wallet. Then you can say that third parties are not going to get involved and tax you, because that's another one, right? The poorer you are, the more third parties. Oh, I can't have a regular bank account. I got to have one of these cards that charges me $10 a month, and I got to pay $5 or $2 or whatever it is every time I want to put money on it, right?
I love those cards, yeah.
And then it's everything, right? Everything. Oh, I don't have a bank account, so I have to buy a money order so that I can pay this bill so I can mail it through the internet, you know. It's always something that's going to cost you a couple dollars.
It is.
When you don't have a lot, those couple dollars are a lot.
No, you have 5 bills and you're like, I don't want to give $10 up to pay my 5 bills. I only got 5 bills to begin with, man.
I mean, it's hard to point to every single cog, but it's the fact that all the cogs are spinning in the direction that leaves you at the bottom, right? And Bitcoin's not designed that way. Bitcoin is a cog that spins in whichever way you want it to. If you're responsible enough to save, it will take your savings and make it greater in the future.
All right. So Paul Rouleau says Bitcoin is the revolution without the rioting. It is. It is, Paul. Josh says, give me Bitcoin, not funny money. Micah says, true path to peace.
I mean, I put in for I told you guys, that Bitcoin and Coffee is a nonprofit organization. Yep. It has a business ID and all of this. I put in for the small business loans and stuff like that. They gave me a letter. I mean, I might see about what's going on with that.
It might be a something.
So, I mean, if we're just talking about how they're shooting out money.
Yep, they're really shooting out money. Like, right? I don't know how. Yes. Yep. That's how that's how we get to drive the bus too. Okay. So I guess,
I know we're going to have to start possibly filming the shows on the bus. That's why we haven't been out here the last couple of days. It's been another 4-day stretch. We hate doing that. Rain's been crazy, right? It's been like torrential downpours, pretty humid, barely been able to get any work in between the rain.
Oh, we got downpoured at work today with the rain and said screw it. But yes, it's been pretty bad for the last good 7 days, man.
So, but we're hoping to hear back from the mechanic tomorrow or Wednesday on the bus, and then be able to get that back from him. So that'll be nice. We'll be up and running again.
Yes.
All right, so let's see. I got a little bit more here we can keep going into. Everyone.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, so Josh says Ethereum is cool too. And Eternity. They are. They're not bad. I mean, Ethereum's a little bit too much rainbow for me, but it's okay. Moscow Mule is here. He says, we must be getting ready for a bull run.
Mule.
I know. Hi, Moscow. If you guys are back on air, keep up the great work. I hope we're ready for a bull run. We better be gearing up.
We haven't gone anywhere. Still here, always hanging out, trying to get out
here. Now every fourth day.
Well, twice a week at least we're out here. I mean, we got to work, right? We got to keep going.
Sadly.
A lot of stuff a lot of stuff going on, a lot of pokers in the fire, right? Because you're never going to make $1 million on one source of income.
That's true.
So we got Coinbase. Everyone's talking about them, right? They're in the news again. They're all the buzz. What are our topics? We got usage, right? That they got so much Bitcoin, but every time Bitcoin's price fluctuates up or down, they're like a circuit breaker and you can't get access, so you can't trade.
Yeah, they do kind of cut off the dam, yes.
Then we also got everyone talking about how they're working with the police, right? That they want to sell their analytic data. But at the same time, we already knew that they have been in the back door with the government. I mean, the talk a while ago was they were supposed to be turning in any transactions that were
arrestness and
and a bunch of people got letters.
Yeah, and it was we know,
I can feel them.
To file. Well, because it's rained for 4 days straight, and now it's like 95 degrees at dusk. Yes, this is like prime blood sucking. Great.
Watch, I'm gonna get West Nile
or Zika. It's either one of those. You could get either one, and probably a handful of other ones. We just don't know what the mosquitoes.
I don't know. I mean, since the Cash App's taken on Bitcoin, that's where we recommend, right? That's where we send everybody. Is we tell everyone Cash App is the best way to go.
Oh, it's super dumbed down. I mean, it really is. It's very user friendly. So yes.
Right? The days of Coinbase being the only place to go are long gone. So, and that's why everyone keeps pointing to saying, Coinbase, why do you hate your users so much? Right?
I mean, at one point it was kind of just a cynical joke of, the price is up, Coinbase will be down. But no, yes, really, it really is. It really does. They're doing a lot of things that are not beneficial per se to probably all of their actual customers.
I don't know.
Or to them.
It's just that when we started, Coinbase was like the only place to go. Gemini was the next best thing. And now, I mean, there is a lot of places to go.
No, there is a lot. And there is a lot where you can feel, I guess, the same level of security or safety as Coinbase. You know what I mean? Where before it was Coinbase really seemed like, oh, well, it's legit. It wants, KYC, like,
It wants KYC.
Yeah, there's
legit.
like stuff like, and it's like, well, now they're just a pain in the ass. So, which one is it?
All right, so what do you guys got going on? What's in the chat? What do you guys thought about the cryptocurrency space? I got one more news topic in order to discuss tonight. This one, I don't know. I mean, I think it's more like people once again looking for reasons to shoot for stuff. But the Pentagon war game story,
I thought that was hilarious.
You thought it was hilarious that once again they're like contemplating like war case scenarios and thinking of Bitcoin as that backhanded, devious, dark market, pseudo anonymous currency to help hackers.
I mean, my father was in the Air Force. Okay, I remember him literally going for a month at a time to like not even anywhere where we were stationed, to the middle of nowhere, like island, to play like Vietnam War game, like another, like if you were in the jungle war combatness. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they did this. I'm pretty sure somebody went way down the rabbit hole on, I don't even know, apparently Bitcoin and Generation X and rioting. I mean, okay, so it's supposed to be just Generation Z rioting?
Yes.
Okay. So all like 20-year-olds are just like trying to stomp down the man.
Right.
Okay. And they're using Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay.
No, they're Robinhood funded through Bitcoin. They are using malware and ransomware and all this stuff to steal funds and then transferring the funds into Bitcoin and using, the anonymity of Bitcoin in order to disperse the funds to the smaller groups.
No, but is this how they were saying that they thought that people were getting trucked in to start the riots? Like, would these be the people
yes,
that they were getting paid to do? Right? Okay. I'm just asking.
Yes, this is how they would have bought the bus that was driving in the bats and the rocks for the riots that we had read about.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yes, right, where it was like the freaking like ice cream machine, except for like horrible purge weapons. Yes. Okay, I was just making sure I got it right. Okay, BTC Moon Guy is here.
BTC Moon Guy, I'm glad that you're here, my friend.
CB's Candu says take advantage of that money. Well, if we get it, we'll see. I mean, obviously it's going to go back into, probably cryptocurrency, or possibly that bus you got going on. Who knows?
Well, I mean, the bus is owned by the business, so I mean, the bus would probably end up receiving the funds.
It's completely okay to do that then, right?
Yeah. So that the bus, because the bus is the promotional item for the business.
We need to get it like vinyl wrapped with something. Yes.
Yeah,
it needs to be like super snazzy.
I could do it myself. Just buy a bunch of vinyl.
Yes.
I don't know. I wonder how much a vinyl printer is. We'll have to look into that.
We've been yes, we literally need to actually look into it, because this is probably the 5th time we've said, I wonder how much, I mean, we've also asked, I wonder how much a 3D printer is. Okay. So that could be all in the realm of,
So that's all I got for news. I mean, once again, with the Pentagon thing, it's still that whole, everyone that isn't really in Bitcoin or doesn't truly understand it, they always seem to see it in that light. Yeah. Right. Where it is hacker, criminal, dark web.
Yes. Right. Shady. Like, yes. Like, you're bad. And it's like, what?
And not that it's just, to me, it's that it needs to be seen in the same light. Like when you go talk about the yen, right? The pound, the euro, the whatever, the boulevard, the Satoshi. It is just that it is the currency of a decentralized internet.
I mean, it's just, I don't know how it got such a negative, like, stigma, I guess. But it really needs to, like, I mean, we did.
Well, I mean, it was one of the biggest blows that the government could have done by, I mean, of course, Bitcoin promotes freedoms, right? And of course, besides the sex industry, drugs are the next big thing to go ahead and take advantage of tools. So when the Silk Road happened, right, and they got shut down, the government helped stigmatize Bitcoin as, it's used for illicit activities. And that's been propagated over and over and over so much. I mean,
it's just how many people have really been on drugs,
right?
Okay,
how many people have really been kidnapped and held for ransom for Bitcoin? But how many CSIs, NCISs, and whatever sort of sitcoms are out there where people
your
are
FBIs and your
held for ransom for Bitcoin.
Yes. Like it's like a standard, like a super standard, where you're like, really? I'm not seeing it. And then really, why Bitcoin? Because they could probably find you.
Well, I mean, Wasabi Wallet now is starting to add a little bit of privacy back in there, so kudos to them on that.
Yes. Oh, my Lord. Okay, the pothead is here.
The pothead, nice, buddy.
Says he's still waiting on his essential employee bonus to convert it into Bitcoin. Ooh, you better get that.
Oh,
right?
I don't know. I guess unemployment is so bad here in Florida
he's in New York,
that they're supposed to be looking into this. The Senate is supposed to be looking into this because like no one's getting their unemployment benefits. No one can.
Yeah.
Like the website's always down. They're not mailing out checks. Nobody can get
not
certified.
That we're shady or anything at all. Yeah. I know. Everybody has been saying, I mean, the system is not designed to work, and Florida's system is really, really not designed to work. Sadly, it is so blatantly obvious.
Yeah, that it is designed for you to just get up and get back to work.
I'm so confused on how none of the fast food restaurants have lobbies open.
I don't know. I think that, what was it, like Dunkin' Donuts is trying to hire 25,000 new employees.
What the hell is that? Like,
well, I mean, you know, when you go and you're making a class sandwich and you go ahead and you're like trying to cut back on the budget and you pull that middle class piece of meat out, they all got to get shuffled somewhere. So you got to give them new jobs. So, of course, you know, you got to get new fast food and retail and waitresses.
My personal opinion on that would be anybody that was like had a good job, you should try for a coffee shop, a bistro of some kind. You should definitely try to stay away from like Wendy's and KFC. They are traumatizing, just so you know.
Traumatizing.
I am just saying, yes, there was a couple of my coworkers when I was young and fast foodie that like I don't know what exactly happened, but apparently they had changes in life and they were like, I used to be a blah, blah, blah. And they were not okay. They were not okay with their, $6 an hour and getting treated like, well, public servants. It's not always awesome. Essential workers. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Essential workers.
Samantha, what do we got going on in that chat tonight? Please let us know your guys' thought. As you can see, Samantha doesn't hold back, and neither should you. We care about you guys. You guys are great. You're our best friends. I mean, this is why we get out here as often as we can. I mean, obviously, like I was saying earlier, Bitcoin is not here to pay the bills. So let's get out here and do what we can to change the future. Keep promoting Bitcoin. Let's stop looking at the price. Let's stop trying to turn in people onto this stuff so that we can somehow manipulate the situation to get paid, right? Because that's the other thing that everyone keeps doing, is somehow figuring out how to get paid. Remember, I'll offer you Bitcoin online tutorial classes through my website at 0.01 Bitcoin. And after you go ahead and complete the first 3 classes,
you'll be certified by me.
But I do have a free email help desk link to down below. It costs you absolutely nothing if you want to talk to me and shoot me some questions. There's also a couple other social media platforms I'm linked to. You guys can follow me in case I get YouTube purged. You guys got to go over and follow UK Brian. I mean,
it would now be UK Bitcoiner. Yep. Go follow. Go make it happen. He apparently got completely shut down.
It sucks that they're just trying to pick people off one by one.
I mean, right before Adam Meister went like completely, it got killed. We were like, you know what? Like he is never like in all of the purges so far. And it was like, no, they just annihilated him, took it completely off. And it was like, I mean,
he got sniped.
I don't even know. It is ridiculous at this point. We are all sitting ducks. It is anyone at any time, and we are not going to see it.
Hey, well, we must know how to bob and weave because we took a 1-2 punch and we're still here, right?
We're trying, man.
Hey, that first one, they got us hard, though. We were down for 3 weeks.
Dude, if nothing else, I'm the duck with the butt in the air and the head down looking for something. Oh, all right. The pothead says screw Coinbase. Cash App, way better.
Yep.
Josh
Cash
says
App's the way to go, everybody.
that he hears that the hash rate is recovering.
The hash rate is recovering. It is. It's what it's supposed to do, right?
The pothead is here.
It's flushing out the miners. I mean, it is not in any sort of a death spiral. I think that we're on track for a 10 plus or a 10% difficulty adjustment. So not worried about it in the slightest.
All right. Paul Ruler says, I've been, oh dear God. Okay. I have been holding myself ransom for Bitcoin for years, but haven't met my demands yet. Paul, you are crazy enough for all of us. I like it. I like it a lot. Man, they better pay you your essentialness. I mean, really? Come on now.
Yeah, I hope that you get every cent you deserve. I mean, you get a lot more if you're out there working.
Everybody. I mean, I just don't even understand how this is. If they're going to make it go burr, I mean, really, you can't make it go burr to everybody. I mean, like, it should be like stripper snowing right now. Raining.
I don't know. It's just crazy that life isn't going to ever go back to the way that it was. And that it's just going to be a matter of how do you feel, right? Because some people are going to try to go back to the way it was. I know. I mean, I'm going to try to go back to the way it was, right? Today's the gift, and I'm going to enjoy it. Some people, I mean, we detailed someone's car today, and mass, distance, you know,
scared,
and it's, you know, they're not wrong. They have the right. Everyone gets to make those choices. It's just, I guess, where are you going to draw your line, right?
Josh says, rest in peace, middle class. Bitcoin will help bring it back.
That's the saddest, is that, you know, America is supposed to have been the land of the middle class, right? Everybody was supposed to
get your pie.
Oh, yeah, we're middle class. We're middle class. And you probably were just barely middle class. And if you were, it's going to be a lot harder to go ahead and keep it there. A lot of people were living on debt, out of their means.
But that's how America became.
Yeah.
Like, it was that they just said, hey, we're going to, like, think of this awesome thing where you just owe us. It's like a gigantic national network of IOUs.
Well,
yes.
I mean, all of this quantitative easing and all this money printing is going to lead to something down the road here. You know, we're seeing all sorts of retail stores close. That's also going to lead to something on the backside of all of this when we're all in phase 2 and 3 and things are supposed to be getting back to normal and we're starting to fall and winter again. You can only cover up the surface, you know, you can only put the Band-Aid on for so long until these things come back to the surface and have to be addressed in a situation that requires critical care.
Nomadic Giant's here.
Nomadic Giant, nice.
We're still here. Yes, we are
still at it. The tallest man in
it.
crypto. We appreciate you coming around.
I bet you're in somewhere awesome.
Always. He's always somewhere awesome. Living the life.
I know. It's like, oh, I'm in Cambodia. I'm in, yes, whatever. I love it. Someday, Eugene, we will travel to weird places.
We will.
As long as I don't have to get lots of shots. I'm just saying. No one like typhoid shots and, like, you know, malarias.
All right. So I think that's probably going to do it for this evening, Samantha. You got anything over there that you'd like to add or comment about? Samantha's 2 cents.
Well, my 2 cents are always to be happy.
Fake it till you make it, right? Happy is not easy. I know that's for sure.
I mean, faking it's not easy either, but it's a lot easier than happy sometimes.
I know that life is a matter of perspective, right? It's always a matter of adjusting your lens. If you can look at life in just the right light, you can be happy about everything.
CB says, I refuse to be scared. I am not promised tomorrow.
That is true, and I agree with you, my friend. I'm not, like, I hate to be preachy and all of those kinds of things, you know, when it comes to the channel, but it's just that today is a gift, and I'm not going to walk around with a mask and be afraid to shake your hand and all of this stuff. I mean, possibly we think that we may have been one of the beginning people in February in the United States that had it, because you guys remember on the show I had even said I was really sick, and it was in the breathing. I remember I even went and got breathing medicine.
Our son was sick first, then Eugene got sick, and then I got sick the last, and also the least out of everyone. But yes, our son will actually. I mean, they were going to call an ambulance at the high school because he was short of breath enough. And I mean, that's how that went.
And we were all making jokes with each other saying, "Oh, you got the corona," because that's when they were having it in China, but supposedly it wasn't here in the U.S.
We would like to get antibody-nesses, but then in the same aspect, that's more madness. So you never know. Are those raindrops?
Yep, it's beginning to sprinkle. All right, you guys, I appreciate you coming out here and hanging out with us this evening, but we got to run quickly before the rain go ahead and gets our equipment wet. Remember, this is a totally not-for-profit organization, so we appreciate all the super chats, all the donations, everything you guys have been doing for us forever, right? Because it seems like this is the beginning and end of our lives right out here. We are definitely collecting everything we got going on. We're trying to see if we can get something together by the end of this year and get out and pass out flyers. If you guys are interested in getting on the show, helping us make brochures, flyers, coming along with us on the tour bus and handing out these brochures or flyers, let us know. Hit us up. All right, you guys. Take care of each other. Remember to stay happy and keep that BTC safe. Later, guys.
I read that too, Josh. Bye, guys.